Whatever the occasion, effortless elegance is right this way. Because Hilton brings you new ways to stay courtesy of the Nomad London. And it doesn't stop at award-winning dining in a space draped in velvet and illuminated by vintage chandeliers. No, this day goes beyond with unparalleled personalized service and attentive hospitality. Oh, and did we mention the Nomad London can be booked using your Hilton Honors points at Hilton.com? Hilton, for the stay.
So, you just started using LinkedIn Premium. Now what? Well, on your premium company page, you noticed around 7.5 times more page engagement and 5 times more page views. Well done. And now, new clients are messaging you. All because you're using LinkedIn Premium, which helps you get the business growth you want. Think big, small business. Think big. Start your free trial at linkedin.com/premium small business. That's linkedin.com/premium small business.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. I don't know if you knew this, but anyone can get the same premium wireless for $15 a month plan that I've been enjoying. It's not just for celebrities. So do like I did and have one of your assistants switch you to Mint Mobile today. I'm told it's super easy to do at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. Intro rate first 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See full terms at mintmobile.com.
I found a kid who swings a golf club like a dream. I'd like to try to qualify him for the U.S. Amateurs.
Coming to Apple TV Plus.
What's your name?
I'm not into older guys, but I'm flattered.
A new comedy series, Stick.
I don't want to go on this trip.
Your mouth's saying one thing, but those eyes are saying something else.
From the home of Ted Lasso.
This is your shot at redemption? This is your mulligan?
Owen Wilson.
This game takes and it takes. The game's finally giving me something back.
Stick.
You know Arnold Palmer?
Iced tea, lemonade, mix it.
I'm missing a nap for this.
Streaming June 4th on Apple TV Plus.
McCrispy strips are now at McDonald's. I hope you're ready for the most dippable chicken in McDonald's history. Dip it in all the sauces. Dip it in that hot sauce in your bag. Dip it in your McFlurry. Your dip is your business. McCrispy strips at McDonald's.
Howie Roseman does it again. Welcome to the Eagles Checkdown, the fastest under 10-minute Eagles podcast there is. Covering news, notes, and opinions on your favorite football team, the Philadelphia Eagles, right here on the Eagles Pinpoll Podcast Network. I'm your host, Phil Stiefel. You can also find me hosting Trending in the AM on the STT Sports Network. I got my YouTube page linked below. Please check it out. Subscribe. We go live every Monday through Friday at 8 a.m. talking all things trending in Philadelphia sports. And this is a special Friday afternoon drop of the Eagles Checkdown. We normally drop this early in the morning, but there was breaking news on Friday afternoon, just a little bit ago. And I just figured I'd get this out there for everybody, plus my initial thoughts on the situation. Yes, Howie Roseman does it again. Howie Roseman has struck a deal to trade disgruntled, struggling, bust of a move Bryce Huff to the San Francisco 49ers for a quote-unquote mid-round draft pick. So let's get into it. Here are the details from Field Yates, the cap specifics of this deal. The Eagles declined Bryce Huff's $15.58 million fully guaranteed option bonus and turned it into base salary. Then Philadelphia turned $9.05 million of that base salary into a signing bonus, which allows San Francisco to take on the remaining $7.95 million. In sum, the Eagles save $7.95 million in cash and create north of $15 million in 2025 cap space. San Francisco will inherit the final 2 years of Huff's deal, owing them $7.95 in cap and cash for this year. Howie does it again. Now, before I praise Howie Roseman, I do have to remind everybody, Howie Roseman did make a big mistake by signing Bryce Huff in the first place. And winning the Super Bowl has kind of glossed over that big mistake from Howie Roseman. But Howie Roseman has fixed his mistake. Howie Roseman has been able to find a way to get another team to take on Bryce Huff, take on the remaining contract, after Bryce Huff had such a bad year after signing a $50+ million contract that he was inactive and healthy for the Super Bowl. And Howie Roseman was able to find a way to do that and free up over $15 million in cap space this year. Not sure what it does to the dead cap money next year. Still waiting for that information to be released. We're still waiting on what the mid-level or mid-round draft pick is that we get in return. But this is huge, everybody. This is big. There's really good stuff to this. There's some bad things to this, too. Obviously, Bryce Huff was not in attendance for training camp. So, obviously, this was the OTAs, not training camp, for the voluntary OTAs this week. Obviously, this was already in the works. This was already being planned, and that's probably why he wasn't around. He knew this was going to happen. We do have a depth issue now at defensive end, and we weren't expecting much out of him. We hoped something. You got Nolan Smith. You got Jalex Hunt, who were here last year. We brought in Azeez Ojulari. We brought in Joshua, don't call me Uche. And, of course, we've got Antoine Powell-Ryland, who we brought in late in the draft process. KJ Henry, Lance Dixon. Our defensive ends, our edge rushers are Patrick Johnson, not Lance Dixon. Lance Dixon is a linebacker. Patrick Johnson. It's very, very weak. So what do you do with this extra $15 million? The other part of this is very simple. More reports all week long out to Cincinnati, how Trey Hendrickson has stated repeatedly he is not showing up without a new contract. He wants to be paid as the top defensive end edge rusher as he appears to be in the NFL. Does Howie Roseman now, an extra piece of draft capital, we've got up to 475 draft picks next year, use his draft capital and now some of this money to give Trey Hendrickson the money he needs and the Bengals some form of draft capital because of the money involved. If you did trade for Trey Hendrickson, it's not going to cost you a first-round pick to get him. It's going to cost you a third or fourth-round pick, and that's it, in my opinion, personally. Do you make a swing for the home run like that? Do you just do whatever you can to give the Eagles the best opportunity to be repeat Super Bowl champions in 2025? That's the first question. The other part of that money, some of that cap space, you gotta talk about giving Reed Blankenship his extension now. He's playing on a 1 year, just under $1.5 million base salary this year. He's been really good. He hasn't been great. Really good. He's a very popular player. Been here for 4 years. This will be his fourth year. Maybe a locker room leader at this point. It's hard to imagine him playing on the last year of his deal and then leaving in free agency next offseason. Does Howie Roseman next move somehow this weekend or early next week find a way to get Reed Blankenship locked up at the very least for 2 or 3 years, maybe a little cheaper than we realize? That would be the next thing. There's other big names. I've already had people tell me on Twitter and on YouTube, go get Jalen Ramsey. I'm not doing that. Asante Samuel Jr. There's always going to be names out there that we could spend this money on to make the team better. But the big home run moves are giving Reed Blankenship the extension and Trey Hendrickson making a move for him and making him the highest paid guy. But anyway, all that's secondary. First, we are off of Bryce Huff. It was never going to work out here. I was just rereading the quotes from Vic Fangio from training camp last year. Can Bryce Huff play every day? Well, not yet, but maybe eventually. I hope so. We knew from the get-go Bryce Huff was not going to work out here. It was a big swing and miss from Howie. And Howie not only fixed his mistake, came out looking like a champion on the other end of things. So, big deal. Big breaking news from the Eagles. Bryce Huff traded to San Francisco 49ers. We'll know more about this over the course of the weekend. We'll talk about this all next week. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel, the STT Sports Network. There's a link in the description down below. Copy and paste it. Do whatever you got to do. And, guys, everybody have a great weekend. Go Birds. And bubbles up.
USAA knows dynamic duos can save the day, like superheroes and sidekicks, or auto and home insurance. With USAA, you can bundle your auto and home and save up to 10%. Visit USAA.com/bundle.
Bundle savings are off total premium, not available in all states or in all situations. To qualify, auto policy must be active prior to property policy issue. Subject to change. Restrictions apply. Membership eligibility and product restrictions apply and are subject to change. USAA means United Services Automobile Association and its affiliates, San Antonio, Texas.
Hey, it's Bill Simmons from the Bill Simmons Podcast. The NBA playoffs are here, and Michelob Ultra is getting you closer to the game than ever with courtside seats and more. Enter now at MichelobUltra.com/courtside. Michelob Ultra Superior Access Courtside 2024 to 2025 sweepstakes. No purchase necessary. Open to U.S. residents 21 or older. Ends on July 1st, 2025. Multiple entry periods. Visit MichelobUltra.com/superior access/courtside for free entry deadlines and official rules. Message and data rates may apply. Void where prohibited.
Are your business expenses playing hide and seek? With Uber for Business, the small spends that slip through the cracks, like rides and meals, go right where you need them. Because it integrates with leading expense platforms, you can say goodbye to surprise costs, missing dollars, or chasing receipts. Everything's track-downable. Uber for Business. Make small steps that make a big impact. Learn more at uber.com/small steps.
Summer's here, and you can now get almost anything you need for your sunny days delivered with Uber Eats. What do we mean by almost? Well, you can't get a well-groomed lawn delivered, but you can get a chicken parmesan delivered. A cabana? That's a no. But a banana? That's a yes. A nice tan? Sorry, nope. But a box fan? Happily, yes. A day of sunshine? No. A box of fine wines? Yes. Uber Eats can definitely get you that. Get almost anything delivered with Uber Eats. Order now. Alcohol in select markets. Product availability may vary by region. See app for details.
This episode is brought to you by PetSmart. Stop by for Yappy Hour with your pet at PetSmart. Save $5 on walk-in grooming services like nail trims, ear cleaning, brushing, and more. No appointment needed every weekday from 2 to 6 p.m. And while you're there, Yappy Hour includes exclusive in-store deals like 25% off pet toys. Visit services.petsmart.com/grooming to learn more.